What's going on, everybody? This is Living in Arizona Now, and today we are going to talk about being priced out of homes, rentals, houses in Phoenix, Arizona, and across Arizona. We're going to dial this in, turn it over to you guys in the community to share your thoughts and your experience of what you've seen with this overinflated housing market that we've got going on in Phoenix, Arizona. If you guys are excited about this video, smash the like button, hit that like button to help get this video out to a larger audience, which will grow the conversation to a much larger pool. And we're going to talk about why some experts are saying that, believe it or not, we're not actually in a bubble, although many people like myself feel like we're in a bubble, but they say we're not the experts. So if this is your first time to Living in Arizona Now, you can also subscribe and keep up with us. We've got a lot of cool videos. I don't know if you guys have seen them lately, but we did best resorts in Phoenix. We went up to the Grand Canyon and Sedona. So just go onto the homepage here and watch those videos right there. And you can watch some of the small town hidden gems. But yeah, we've got a lot of good videos that just came out. I don't know if everyone's seen those. So let's see who's in the audience right now tuning in. And if you guys are, smash up the likes and also let me know where you're tuning in from so I know where you guys are watching from. All right, so if you go right here on 12 News, which is one of the local news channels, they say, is the Phoenix housing market headed for a crash in 2021? Experts say no, and here's why. So you guys can catch up with this article on 12 News, but they laid out some information about why it's not a big deal, but they basically say millennials are buying, first-time homeowners. This is what's driving up the price. I will be honest with you, I'm not buying it. Here they wrote up another article that says, here are 4 strategies for the first-time home buyers. So they're giving information for those of you who are actually interested in doing some purchases yourself. But yeah, I'm not buying that the reason that this is happening is because of the millennial first-time buyers. But yeah, that's what they're saying. But here we go. So Phoenix real estate market and investment overview 2021. Phoenix has been one of the hottest real estate markets in the U.S. The greater Phoenix housing market is looking extremely strong for the coming summer season. So, you know, we see home. Oh, let me see here. I got something going on here. I see you guys in the comments. I'm also going to do that from my phone because it's not popping up on my actual screen here. So I apologize about that. See, Art Hens, No Name, Hal Miller. I see a few of you guys commenting here. Definitely keep those comments coming. I will be tuning into those. Philip says, it's a bubble, Jeff. Matter of time before it busts. I don't know why this is not showing on here. There we go. I got it on my computer now. Oh, technical difficulties when you're going live. They just never stop, do they? But we got it. Everyone's tuning in. So tech and mechanics, wait 2 years, and the house in Phoenix will cost $250K. Yeah, so just to share with you guys some stories about what I've heard from people who I know personally who are selling. They were not going to sell as of a year ago. I mean, they were so convinced that they were in their dream house that they were going to stay there. But they got a call, you know, that they actually did like renovations. They invested in their home, threw money at it. But they got a call from Zillow. Zillow, of all people, came in with this offer that you cannot refuse. And Zillow is buying the house cash money with no problems, no waiting, no anything, just straight out the door for $550,000. This is a house that they bought for $160,000 in Gilbert. I think they said back in like 2010 or 2012, somewhere around there, maybe even 2014, I don't know exactly, but obviously tripling the money. That's a pretty good return on investment, I would say. But nonetheless, there's people supposedly willing to pay $550,000 for a regular 3-bedroom home in Gilbert, Arizona. From my perspective, buying when I had my home in Santan Valley, I was paying around $1,300 a month. The second I moved out, instantly, just to get a reasonable apartment, a two-bedroom apartment, $2,300 minimum, just for a regular old apartment. So at the time, in 2018, when I bought my house, I was in a good position. Then I got priced out. I didn't even realize that even though I was taking profits on my home, that I was eventually going to be in a situation where I was going to be paying double in my mortgage, monthly payments. So it's kind of crazy. Charles says, I keep getting unsolicited offers from cash buyers. Yeah, there is a lot of cash buyers out there. I mean, even when the reason I sold my house was because people were saying, hey, you ready to sell your house? And I was like, Well, do you think I could get what, I said, well, if you think I can get this price right here, I set the bar pretty high, and I said, well, if you think you can get it, then I'll sell. And they were like, oh yeah, I'm pretty confident. So I was like, I'm surprised there was actual buyers, because from what I understand is, I'm like, where do people work out here? I mean, they work in maybe Circle K, they work at maybe like IBM or Intel or something like that, Taiwan Semi, but I didn't know people were making that kind of money to live in Phoenix, Arizona, right? Anna says prices have to stabilize eventually. I am hearing that it is happening right now. Let's just talk about the actual situation with jobs and why this has also kind of come up where Phoenix became a hot spot. There's a lot of technology companies that are actually building here. Thank you to the 19 people who hit the like button. It says Tucson Semiconductors in Arizona. Why Taiwan's chip titan is betting on the desert. So the company built a $12 billion plant and could benefit the ecosystem built by Intel and others. So Phoenix is actually becoming kind of like what Austin is becoming for Silicon Valley. It's there's certain niches out here, autonomous vehicles and semiconductors. The reason they like it out here is because it's a dry climate, so there's not humidity in the air. Whereas in Austin, there's more humidity, even though Tesla's building its gigafactory out there. But Phoenix doesn't have that dry air, doesn't have that wet air. They have dry air. That's why you'll notice we have quite a few aircraft graveyards where you'll see big aircraft just parked out in the middle of the desert in between Phoenix and Tucson. We also have, I would say Goodyear is kind of a mini aircraft graveyard for large aircraft, not necessarily a graveyard, but temporary parking for like A380s and 777s. Andy says, my Arizona pool is in. Nice. Undercover Gardener says, I hope it's a bubble, because if it's not, my kids will never be able to move out. Seriously, that's actually a real thing. I mean, remember when I was a kid, I think my apartment in Phoenix, in North Phoenix, at the time when I moved out in 2001, was it? Yeah, maybe 2001. It was $850, and that was for a 2-bedroom. I had a roommate, so we split it. My rent was $450. I think those days are gone in North Phoenix. And I actually did pull up some information for those of you who want to know what the prices are of homes. I was actually kind of surprised at what I saw here, because you could see here's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, $299,000. Might not be worth that, but that's in Phoenix. Let's see where exactly in Phoenix that is. So that is down on Central Avenue. This is an area most people would probably call South Phoenix, and I don't know if most people want to live down there. So South Phoenix, $299,000 for a home. That home probably should be going for around about $150 to $200. But it's not terrible pricing. But if you go into like Scottsdale right now, you could see $530,000 for a Cave Creek home. Just to give you an idea of what that's just a regular home. That's nothing special about that house. I mean, that's a standard home. Someone said they're watching from Minnesota, Lake Havasu. Okay, so where are you guys all tuning in from? I didn't know. What are we talking about? Lake Havasu. Anyway, so what's up with Wall Street Journal? Phoenix homes on track to break record this week as housing market booms. This was written July 25th, 2021. By the way, I had to pay for the Wall Street Journal subscription to be able to use their great articles. If you guys haven't already paid for the Wall Street Journal, that's probably the one that I would pay for. So I do pay for it. I actually do. But you could see, once a poster child for the foreclosure crisis, Phoenix's housing market is booming again, boosted by robust population growth and relative affordability. They call it relative affordability, but I'm not so sure that we're actually seeing great affordability in Phoenix right now. But the Phoenix area median existing home price was $399,000 in June, up 31% from a year earlier. So housing prices, I thought they doubled, really. I mean, it seemed like they doubled. I know my friend in Santan Valley bought his house. I think he bought it for like $310,000. He says he's listing it for $550,000 in Santan Valley. For those of you who've never been to Santan Valley, I'll just tell you, it's way out there. I mean, if I take a look at the map here, let me just zero in. This is Santan Valley right here, okay? Queen Creek, Santan Valley. Here's downtown Phoenix. So people are living out here. There was a point in time where if you bought homes all the way out here, they were cheaper because they were so far from downtown Phoenix. It was cheap land. You just bull over some of this farmland. You just take the plow, develop it, and it's flat land. It's good to go. It's ready to go out of the box. Chart it out, plot it out, start building houses. 230,000, maybe 300,000 on the high end. Nowadays, the homes over there in 2 to 3 years are now selling for 500, which would tell me that if that trend continues, you might want to actually look at homes down in Florence. This area of Florence might actually be pretty good pricing. The town of Florence is actually right there, but when they call it Florence, they're talking about this neighborhood right here, like Post and Butte, Florence. We could probably make a whole video on where the most affordable homes are. But I would say if you were going to go to Santan Valley, the new Santan Valley is definitely Florence. Some people would even say Coolidge is the next boom town. So you buy in Coolidge, assuming the economy stays hot and these people are not joking around when they say that the housing market's bubble is not going to pop. Because, experts are saying the housing market bubble is not going to pop because this time is different. Although yesterday, I did hear from somebody who told me that they were able to finance their fourth home. So I guess she paid cash for a couple others. She has a mortgage on her primary residence, but she was able to get financed to buy a rental. So she's buying a rental and she's getting financed to do it, which is what they did last time in 2008, where the people who had more than one home, once the market started to slide, they were the ones who started to just foreclose. So I would say that I don't know. I feel like we're in a bubble. What do you guys think? Are we in a bubble or what's going on? I haven't really heard anyone give any comments as to whether or not we're in a bubble. Here we go. Daydreamer. I'm holding on, buying a home, waiting for the bubble to burst. Yeah, we could be wrong, right? There's no guarantee that we're in a bubble, but I could tell you right now, $2,300 for an apartment in North Phoenix, that's more than I paid to live on the island of Maui in 2017. I was living on Maui, okay, in my rent, which I thought at the time was high, $1,800 on the island of Maui in Kihei, right next to the beach, $1,800. I'm paying $500 more a month to live in Phoenix. Okay, so something's up. And I don't see how people are going to be able to afford it, because if I look around, I'm like, how much are you making? I don't know anyone who really got a raise. No one's really calling me saying, hey, I got a raise. My contract went up. My salary went up. I don't really hear anybody saying that. So it's like, cost of living's going up, but our salary's going up. And then I think this is what's really floating the economy. This right here, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, what the new CDC eviction moratorium means for you. So this right here is saying that if you already gave your landlord a CDC declaration, if you've already handed it in the form, you are protected until October 3rd, 2021. So I think this is a big factor. For those of you guys who are waiting for the bubble to burst, it almost seems like whatever they have going on is going to be floated until October 3rd, 2021, because they can't really evict anyone who's defaulted on their loans. So or not just defaulted on their loan, but also defaulted on their rent. This is weird. So I think this is something that a lot of people aren't taking in account here, that is actually what's really floating the economy, is the eviction moratorium. So when you have, here's another thing I'm going to share with you. I heard this through the grapevine, that the reason that companies like Zillow and these other big cash buyers are coming in is because when they did that stimulus, a lot of companies got a bunch of just an overflow of money. And what they're doing is they're buying up homes to turn them into rentals at a later date. So there's that's why you have all these cash buyers. These are people with big money, deep pockets. They say it's the millennials who are buying, but I don't really know too many millennials buying right now. I know a couple here and there, but I wouldn't say that was the reason for the incredible demand. I really think it's the amount of stimulus that pumped in, and people going out and using that stimulus, like big companies using that stimulus to buy homes for crazy prices. So if you someone said BlackRock. There you go, Daydreamer. You know what's up. I can't really see your picture, but I could see your comment. That's probably what it is. So if we're really connecting all the dots here, and I'm not saying anything illegal is going on. All I'm saying is that's what we need to know if we're in a bubble, right? Is you have the CDC eviction moratorium that's been extended until October 3rd, 2021. You also have cash buyers that got stimulus money that are using that to buy people out. I mean, hey, I don't see anyone complaining when they're selling their home for like 2 times as much. I was even talking to someone who said in 2008, they bought a home in Scottsdale, in downtown, Old Town Scottsdale right here, $40,000, a condo. That's just to tell you, in 2008, that's how much you could have bought a condo, unless they're exaggerating, which I don't know why they would exaggerate that. So in this little area of Scottsdale right now, I think those condos probably sell for anywhere between $300,000 to $400,000. They told me they bought it for $40,000. They bought 2 of them during the foreclosure. So, I mean, if she was to probably sell it right now, she'd probably get at least $250,000 to $300,000 at least, because she's in a prime area. That's on a low end. That's assuming that it's like a horrible build and this and that. $300,000, like it's not in very good shape. $300,000 for a condo in Scottsdale. So she's 6x'd her money in 13 years. So you have all these factors playing in. It's just, to me, it sounds like a bubble, but to others, it kind of makes sense when you actually look at what is really happening here. So people are talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's obviously, I mean, and you guys know I love Bitcoin. I mean, well, I don't love Bitcoin. I just invest in Bitcoin. I love investing in Bitcoin, but I don't know if it's a positive force or what. It's kind of wild when you really get down to it. Jesus America says all these, oh, well, I can't say that, man. I can't say what he just wrote. If you guys want to read what he just wrote, Michael says, good thing I bought in 2017 or else I wouldn't be able to afford a house. That's no joke. It's no joke. I mean, a house in 2017, if you were to just share us your numbers, what ballpark a house like yours would have sold for, give us an idea. I would assume you'd say 210,000, maybe 250, depending on the area. And right now it might be selling for as much as 500, 550. I don't know exactly what area you're in though. Arhen says houses are being aggressively used like stocks. Steve says my son is in 3rd year teacher in Gilbert, wants a home versus current rental, consistently getting outbid several times, frustrating. This is what I'm hearing the most. I have a friend in Tucson even. She was trying to buy the house right across the street. She was all excited. She went to the extreme of boasting about it on Facebook. Like, hey, I'm finally going to be able to move and check out my new home. She does a whole walking tour. But little does she know that before she was about to do that, she was going to be going up against deep pockets, and she got outbid to the point where she's like, I'm not going to pay that price because I can't afford it. She just got priced out of her loan. I mean, she thought it was a lock because she was like, that's not a really nice home. It's just a regular old home, and there's no way that they were going to get outbid. She didn't even realize the demand was so aggressive, so she got outbid so many times. That's why you need a really good realtor. Even if you do get a really good realtor or a really good loan officer, it's not a lock. It's not a lock. I mean, you're getting outbid by people who got deep pockets. And I don't know what the deal is, why they're buying so many houses, but they are. What is your opinion on selling an inflated home to buy an inflated home, upgrading? Well, yeah, that's the most common scenario you have right now. So what he's basically saying is if you sell your home that doubled in value in 4 years, you're going to be going back into the market where you're going to have to buy or do what? I mean, I guess you could leave. I would say the thing that I did think about was like, okay, if Phoenix is this overpriced, where in the country is not overpriced? So then I started zooming out and I said, well, first, where in Phoenix is not overpriced? Or where in Arizona is not overpriced? So, I mean, that's when I got to thinking. I was like, maybe we need to do some research to find out where it's not overpriced. Unfortunately, what we were finding was it was overpriced. I can tell you where in the country I know it's cheap right now. You guys aren't going to like it. Alabama. Alabama's cheap. I'm telling you. Go look at homes in Alabama. Watch this. Let's just go on this site right here. Alabama. What's a town out there? Mobile. Let's just go. Mobile, Alabama. Okay. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, $79,000. You will not find that in Phoenix, Arizona. $119,000, 6 bedrooms, 5-bath, 4,000 square feet, $119,000. I mean, these are prices in Mobile. I mean, if you go deeper up in here, you're going to find cheaper prices. But no one's trying to live in Mobile, Alabama. No one's trying to live in Alabama, Mississippi. I mean, Oklahoma, like Oklahoma. I mean, if you just go right here, Oklahoma. Let's see how much they are going for in Oklahoma. I mean, here you got 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. I mean, but these are places that most people don't want to live. $199,000. These were prices you could find in Phoenix, Arizona not too long ago. I heard something about Austin, Texas, or not Texas, Austin, San Antonio. Let's see what the prices in San Antonio are. I mean, we could be using a document, but this is real time, real pricing. I would say San Antonio is probably the same price as Phoenix. I mean, people like San Antonio for different reasons. It's a little bit greener, but also they say there's no tax. There's no sales tax, I believe, or what kind of tax? No income. There's something that you don't get taxed on in Texas. Someone want to help me with that in the comments, but that was the reason why people preferred Texas. But you could see, I mean, it's basically the same price as Phoenix. There is a place that's supposedly the most fastest growing place, New Braunfels. If we look at this number here, there was something that I saw. Let me see if I can pull it. There was something that I saw that basically said Phoenix Metro had 7 of like the top 50 best places to live for active lifestyles. And it was weird because I remember the list. Unfortunately, I don't have it in front of me. But it was number 1 was like Irvine, California. Number 2 was Long Beach. Number 3 on that list of the entire country was Chandler, Arizona. Number 4 was Scottsdale. I'm sorry. So they're saying that Chandler right here is like the creme de la creme in Phoenix, according to that list, for people who like an active lifestyle. Thanks to the 58 people who crushed up the likes. If you guys want me to keep going, I can. But yeah. Let's see here. So we have this. Yeah. And you can see some of these resorts right here come up when you type that in. Yeah, New Braunfels. Jeff says keep going. Yeah, if you guys want me to keep going, hit it up to over 100 likes. Easy. If we breeze past 100 likes, I'll definitely keep going. We have 202 people watching, so we should have no problem going from 75 to 100. But Aventura said, one day I'll get a townhouse in North Scottsdale. Okay, nice. Yeah, North Scottsdale is a good area. This area of North Scottsdale is it's just hot right now. I mean, it's hard to say that it's that amazing, but this is basically Scottsdale right here. This is kind of where North Scottsdale starts. This is where the real nice area of Scottsdale is. Some people really like this area known as Fountain Hills. It's like a hidden nest of Scottsdale. They have this JW Marriott that they built out here. I think it's right. Is that it? This is a new JW Marriott. Oh, we got to 103. See, easy like that. Easy like that. Or Oregon in the house. What do you think housing market in Buckeye? Well, let's take a look at Buckeye actually. Let's take a look at Buckeye and see what's going on. So Buckeye ranks as one of the fastest growing cities in the country. So people are always, when they're moving out here, they're always looking at Buckeye. But 355,000, you can see that's more than San Antonio. And Buckeye is not a desirable place. In fact, if you were going to live anywhere in Buckeye, you would probably definitely don't want to be south of the 101 or the I-10. I guess unless you're a farmer. If you're a farmer, you want to be south of the 10, no problem. But this area, Buckeye, it's not very attractive. It's not that great. The area of Buckeye that's actually popular, I guess you could say it starts kind of with the Sundance, which is the only one south of I-10 that's decent. But then you have Verrado, and you have these housing communities that are built out here. But they're building around the White Tank. Some people like this area out here by Tonopah. You know, it's supposedly where Bill Gates is going to build his smart city called Belmont. It's out there by Tonopah. I don't know what ended up happening with Belmont, but it was supposed to be a smart city, and that was all the hype back in 2017. and then it just kind of fizzled out. We have a lot of that going on in Phoenix. People talk this big game, they get all excited, investors moving in. Casa Grande right here was supposed to be the next big deal. Casa Grande. Let's see if we can get Casa Grande right here. They were going to build this dream park village, and they were going to do all this crazy stuff in Casa Grande. And then it just fizzled out. It never went anywhere. They didn't build it. It was supposed to be like this Disneyland-style indoor amusement park, this and that. And then, bam, no more. No, not Tonopah, Nevada. Look at, right out here, Casa Grande. Look at what you got right here. Nissan Technical Proving Grounds. That's where Nissan does it. But we also have, so Casa Grande was supposed to be the next big deal. This, if you're looking for cheap land near Phoenix, but you want to be outside of it all, this is the area you want to look. Southeast. So Casa Grande, Coolidge, because this is where they're building Lucid Motors. See if we can get Lucid Motors on here. So that's where the Lucid Motors electric car company. I don't know if they're really going to pull it off. They talk this big game like they're going to be able to pull off some Elon Musk stuff without Elon. But they have a really nice vehicle. It looks good. It's in prototype. I've seen it driving around. It looks like a Tesla. But, I mean, as far as market share, it still completely belongs to Tesla. There's another one called Nikola, which is an electric car company, which I don't know so much is going to blow up. But if either one of these two companies take off and become like a Tesla, Lucid, or Nikola, I mean, this whole area is just going to boom. It's going to boom. It's going to go absolutely nuts. Fort Lauderdale, Florida says Cybertruck is so ugly. Yeah, well, dude, have you seen the Nikola Motors Cybertruck? They got this. This is the Nikola factory. You can't even see it right now because it was, when they took this picture on Google, it was actually not built yet. I believe it's actually built. So this is the manufacturing facility. This is some of the latest pictures, Nikola. But like I was saying, that because they're building the Lucid motor and the Nikola motor out here, Coolidge, and I will say this before you guys get all excited going, yeah, finally I found out where the cheap spot is. Some of the ugliest places in Arizona to live. The reason they built out here is because it's close to Phoenix and it's cheap. Okay, so when you go down to Coolidge, don't say, man, this guy from living in Arizona now told me to go out to Coolidge. He told me this is the new hot spot in America. And then you go out to Coolidge and you're like, oh my gosh, who would live here? Let me just show you. I'm just saying, okay? Coolidge is like a place where you're like, what happened here? Like, where did all the money go? Like, is this a forsaken place? This is Coolidge. I guess it doesn't look that bad from these pictures. Maybe I need to slow down a little bit. That's Coolidge for you, okay? So I would say if I had to pick between any of those places out in that side of town, I would go with probably Florence. Florence is cool because it was built on the Gila River banks. This is the Gila River. It's bone dry now. This place used to be so up and going. There used to be river boats that went up here. I mean, you can see how wide it was. But the reason the Gila River no longer goes anymore, because you guys are probably curious, right? Like, well, why would a big river just no longer run? Well, let me show you. See this dam right here, where the Coolidge Dam is? This is the Gila River. This is where the Gila River stops, right here. That's why it just trickles from here. It trickles down, and then it just slowly gets kind of cut off again. By the time it gets into like Hayden, Kearney, it's really just bone dry. I mean, right here, I think you can see a little bit of the Gila River right here, but they've for the most part dammed it up and it's a reservoir. By the time it gets to Florence, it's basically a dead river. But at one point in time, the mighty Gila River was like the mighty Colorado before they dammed that up too. So, is Coolidge a safe city? I mean, you know, yeah, it's safe, but I mean, is it per capita? It might not say safe. I mean, it's a farming community that really hasn't grown anywhere. It's just right now, it's these electric car company built their factories nearby there, and so you have Eloy, which is another place. You know, you kind of, I guess the best place if you wanted to do Florence, or another area that's probably going to boom is Maricopa. The interesting thing about Maricopa is this is the only place that the Amtrak train actually stops closest to Phoenix. Phoenix is the only major city in America where the Amtrak train does not go through there. I know it's crazy. Phoenix is funny with rail. They don't like rail for some reason. They love their freeways. Look at this. All these freeways. Someone said Eloy. People always ask me on this channel, hey, what do you guys think about Eloy? Well, Eloy is actually closer to Nikola Manufacturing Company than Coolidge is. But it says Coolidge, right? So yeah, I guess you could live in Eloy. Everyone I know from Eloy really didn't enjoy it. Arizona City's out here. This is probably a mobile home place. By the way, if you live in Arizona City or Coolidge or Eloy, I'm not talking smack. I'm just telling people, like, come on, let's be real. We all know that's not like the premier places to live in Arizona. Scott says there's talk of Amtrak coming through Phoenix in the coming years. Yeah, that would be great, considering that we have Union Station right there down in downtown. I mean, what's the point of having Union Station if you don't even have a big train that goes through there that's a commercial train? There's the tracks. You can see the tracks. We get BNSF, or we get some train that goes through there. Something else I'll show you that's kind of interesting in terms of transportation. There's this right here, the 44th Street SkyTrain. If you guys ever fly in and out of Phoenix, Arizona, you guys might want to check this place out. So basically what you could do is they have a people mover, okay? And this is the 44th Street SkyTrain. And it'll take you from there. So you ride the bus or the light rail, because you can see it all connects to the light rail. And you walk across this right here, this passenger or this pedestrian walkway that's indoor, because Phoenix is hot, so a lot of this is all indoor. You just get right on there, you get on the people mover, and it'll take you right down into the heart of Sky Harbor, okay? So 44th Street, you guys can ride the bus, or you can take the tram to get there, and you don't even have to call Uber or anything. But it hasn't been a big hit because most people would rather just go down here and park at one of the major parking lots. By the way, Los Angeles just completed their big terminal. You know, Los Angeles LAX has that big airport. They just created the new terminal, the international terminal, last month. The first phase of it. They also have a people mover that they're building at LAX. But it's kind of like what they're doing there. But LAX, being that it's such a big airport, they're building something even more intense. But the international, I think it's called the James Thompson or Terminal B. Let's see if I can find it. Los Angeles LAX Airport. I mean, this thing, this new terminal they built is world class. It's state of the art. But they're also building a people mover in LA that's gonna that's way up in the sky, kind of like what Phoenix has going on. Someone was saying Lindbergh Park in San Diego. There's the airport in San Diego. Yeah, I mean, if you need to get out of the heat, go down to San Diego, fly into San Diego right there. Look at that. It's right in the middle of San Diego. You're like literally like you could probably walk from the rental car place to downtown and to your hotel. It's that close. But it flies right over these mountains or these hills where Balboa Park is. And that flight is maybe like a 60-minute. By the way, if you guys follow me on Island Hopper, I'm probably going to be going back down to Mexico, to Cabo San Lucas, and I might actually fly out of San Diego and then on to Cabo San Lucas. So go over to Island Hopper TV. You guys can keep up with us as we go over there. We also posted our Alaska videos. So we did Alaska road trip in June. Also did some more Tulum. But you guys can go over to Island Hopper and watch some of the Alaska videos. That would be probably cool. But also keep an eye out for more content from Mexico. The area of Mexico I'm looking to explore for those of you who are interested, because everyone on this channel thinks that they got to go to this place right here, Puerto Penasco, right? Because that's Arizona's beach, is Rocky Point, Puerto Penasco. Well, the area that I like going is actually down here. This right here. This is Baja Del Sur, okay? And this is the spot to be for those of you who do not know. Thanks to everyone who hit the likes. We're at 128 likes. Let's get it up to 150 if you guys haven't already liked the video and you want me to keep going. You guys want me to keep going? I mean, we've been doing this now for 34 minutes. I can keep going. Supposedly, people like live feeds on Sunday afternoons from what I saw in the comments. Jeff says, absolutely, Jeff, fly right over the bay. It's beautiful. Yeah, even the flying out of San Diego is cool because, you know, you take off going in this direction, and when you're headed south to Cabo San Lucas, you get a look at Point Loma and Mission, because, you know, the departure goes like that route before it wraps down here, and then it starts heading across Rosarito and then on down to Cabo San Lucas. Well, actually, it's more or less San Jose del Cabo, because the airport for Cabo San Lucas is right up here. It's way down here, or it's up a ways. So just to tell you about Cabo, since you guys, in case one of you guys haven't been there, so this is Cabo San Lucas. There's San Jose del Cabo, two totally different places because, yeah, obviously. But the airport's closer to San Jose del Cabo than it is to Cabo San Lucas. See? So if you're going to San Jose del Cabo, which is not where the marina is, the place you really want to be, in my opinion, is down here in Cabo San Lucas. In particular, around this marina. Jeff, you should do a cruise on up Baja into La Paz and other spots. Oh yeah, great comment. So what I'm looking to do when I go down there is explore a lot of these small towns. As you guys know, you guys love small. As we know, you guys love small towns because based on the content we've seen on Living in Arizona, our best videos are all small towns, like top 7 small towns, secluded small towns, top 7 small towns. You guys like the small town videos. Let's just say that now. So I'm gonna go down to the Cabo area, Baja, and go to the small towns on the coast. I want to check out all these little small towns because last time I was down there, I was in La Paz, right here. Okay, so just to tell you, supposedly the best beach in all of Mexico is this one right here. It's called Playa Balandra. I'll show you. This is it. Okay, so that's Balandra. And they say this is the best one in all of Mexico. You can see why, but it's pretty isolated. People don't really go up there, but it's kind of far away from Cabo, so you got to drive. What we did when we went down there, I have videos on Island Hopper if you guys wanted to see them, but you know, you just go right here, Todos Santos. Last time I was down there, let's see here. Yeah, you can see Todos Santos, Baja, Mexico, Todos Santos, La Paz. But what we did last time was we went Cabo San Lucas up to Todos Santos right here, and then we crossed over on the 19th up to La Paz. Well, I want to take this back route up there and check out all these towns right here. And man, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of beautiful hotels in the Baja, Mexico. Obviously, if you move out to Arizona, you like desert. They got it's desert down there. It's desert in Cabo. Patriot says, wasn't Cabo San Lucas the most dangerous city in the world in 2020? Oh, I know. I was down there, and I didn't even hear about that until after I left. And I went down there, and I was like, what's going on with that? Because Cabo is like, I was surprised how safe it was. I mean, I've really felt safe down there. But I get back, and I'm like, I'm sorry, if Cabo San Lucas is more dangerous than Baghdad, Iraq, I'm not buying it. But what it is when the cartels have their shootouts, I guess they're like mass shootouts against each other. But as far as being a tourist, I was talking to like gringos that are down there. I was asking them, hey, is Cabo safe or what? They're like, you know, I've been down here for 5 years and not once have I had any problems. And I'm like, really? Because they say it's the most dangerous place. So something's up with that statistic. I do know that I did ask about Acapulco, and the guy, he calls himself Acapulqueño and Los Cabos. He did say that Acapulco is a little bit hairy, which was actually one of the other ones that was supposed to be pretty dangerous, Acapulco. I know we're supposed to be talking about Arizona, but really, when you're in Arizona, I mean, this is where people go for vacation is Baja, in case you did not know. If you're coming from outside and you're like, where do people go in Arizona? They go to the Baja. They go to Cabo. They go to Mexico, man. Now you know. Because a lot of people, they're like, they're so scared of Mexico, they won't even go down there. But I know why, because the media, the news makes it seem like it's the most dangerous place ever. But But I went down there for 2-3 weeks, and obviously you never let your guard down. But Cabo San Lucas, we went over to Jalisco, Guadalajara, went down to Ajijic, this place right here on Lake Chapala, which is the biggest lake in Mexico. And then we went over to Mexico City. Mexico City is kind of a crazy place because it's the biggest city in the northern hemisphere. And then this place, Quintana Roo, just an amazing place. I love Playa del Carmen. I can't wait to go back there in Cozumel. Heath says, what did he say? Price of homes won't go down until banks foreclose on the rental properties and resell them at nice markup to investment firms. I think that's already happening. I mean, if there's a place out here, I'll show you, in North Scottsdale. Man, this thing's going crazy. All right, so right up here, let me see if I can find it, is a place called the Boulders. This is like one of the best resort communities for people with money. It's called the Boulders in Carefree, Arizona. It's right at the base of Black Mountain. Here, I'll just show you. This is Tom Darlington Road. This is what it looks like when you're up in the Boulders. Beautiful, right? So you drive up here. There's the sign for the Boulders right here. This is the entrance into the Boulders. And the reason they call it the Boulders is because of those rocks that look like boulders, right? Okay, well, right next to the Boulders, they have this place called the El Pedregal right here. It's actually a pretty cool place. I mean, I'm not going to say it's the coolest place ever, but in terms of like art and whatnot, I think it's pretty good. And, look at, so some investment firm, most of the buildings inside the El Pedregal are actually empty. You have like the Spotted Donkey Cantina, but most of the places in there are empty. And I went to one of the shop owners. I said, why is this place empty? Thanks to everyone who hit the like button. We have 156 likes. If you haven't already hit the likes, hit the likes. Let's get this video out to a larger audience so I can keep going here. We have to have new inflow as people, come in. So that's why YouTube requires that I ask you guys to do that. Thank you. There we go. Okay, everyone who just did it, thank you. Anyway, so he tells me, he says that some investment firm in New York City owns the El Pedregal. And I'm like, so why do they want it to just sit like this? So they're just sitting on this beautiful piece of property, waiting for the market to skyrocket so they can just unleash it. They don't care if there's tenants in there or not, because the $2,000 that they get from each rental per month is not worth the hassle to them, because when they sell it, they want it to double in value, going from $6 million to $12 million. So the couple $1,000s here and there is worth nothing to them. They'd rather just take a loss on this property and wait for it to boom, and then take the capital or whatever they're doing. So that's why you have these really cool structures that are vacant in beautiful areas, because some investment firm in New York City who could care less about the quality of life for people in Arizona, they're just sitting on it. So I'm not a big fan of the investment firms who do that, by the way. California real estate is about double Arizona. Yeah, that's always been like that. I mean, it was triple. Actually, California is experiencing a housing boom. Everyone thinks, oh, there's an exodus out of California. Everyone's leaving California. Guess what? California is actually not experiencing a housing bubble. They're like still growing and prices keep going up. So that's interesting. I found that to be kind of weird. Jeff S. says, Tijuana is one of the most dangerous cities on earth. Yeah, I mean, I could see why. Cabo San Lucas, it was ranked the most dangerous place, but I didn't think it was. Hey, John, thanks for the super chat. Seems like Tanca Verde is an up-and-coming part of Arizona. Any deals left on 10 Anchor Views? Okay, well, since you did a super chat and you just tipped me $20, thank you. But let me show you, let me answer your question now. So you guys ready to talk about Tucson? Here we go. Well, this is Tanca Verde over here, right? Let me see if I can get right here. So this is Tanca Verde. It's not the only place that has great views around Arizona. If you want big lots and you don't mind being a little bit outside of Tucson, check out this town called Vail. This is like this, you can get some pretty reasonable property out here. I assume you want to be near Tucson. Is that what it is? And so check out Vail. If you're still looking for areas and you can't find anything in Tanca Verde, Check out Oracle. So you have Oracle, not Oracle Junction. I mean, I guess you could go to Oracle Junction, but I would say you definitely want to check out this area right here, Oracle. Really nice. And then you have Vail and Oracle. If you wanted to go to the west, which is, I'm not a big fan of the west, but if you needed to go west, well, I don't know. I mean, you're just going to get like flat desert. It's not going to give you the views that you're looking for. I mean, Tucson Mountain Park is nice, Saguaro National Park, obviously, but they've really kind of cornered that. If you're looking for some good land and you don't mind a little bit of a drive, ooh man, top secret area right here. Tubac. And there's actually a cool place right here. You should check out Rio Rico. Here, I'll show you Rio Rico. Why you think they call it Rio Rico? Rich River, right? Puerto Rico, Port of Riches. Rio Rico, River, Riches. So this is Rio Rico. It's actually close to Nogales, but it's a nice area. Let me see if I can get you up the hill a little bit, because you said you want views. They have these right here. This is I could live down here, no joke. This is nice. This is well, just depends on if. I mean, look at this is land. You want land with views. Rio Rico. No one even talks about Rio Rico. I live in Tucson. What area do you want? That's what George said. Yeah, Scott says check out Oro Valley and Marana for deals near Tucson. But Oro Valley's like one of the most sought after places in all of Phoenix or in all of Arizona nowadays. So you're not going to find any deals right now in this hot market, because I'd be surprised if you do. If you find some hot deals in Oro Valley, let me know. By the way, Oro means gold in Spanish. That's what Oro means. So this is Gold Valley. That's basically why it's called Oro Valley, right? But Oro Valley, I mean, if it's a hot. This place was considered actually one of the, between this and Gilbert, it's like those were like the two toss-ups in 2019 for the best places to live in Arizona: Oro Valley and Gilbert. But you definitely get views of the Catalina Mountains right there. See? It's the Catalinas. That's why I said Oracle, because Oracle is like it's the cheap. It's going to be popular one day. Well, some people would say that don't make it popular because they don't want to ruin it. But Oracle right there, man. Ask anyone who knows. Oracle's the spot to be. I'll show you. Let me see. This is Oracle. That's what the desert looks like around Oracle. Nice mountains and boulders. But I don't know what's on the maps, or what's available for property. Russell says, bought a house 2019, value went up 40% so far. Yeah, wow. In 2019, it went up 40%. Wow. So you probably bought it for $240. No, let's just say you bought it for $300. It went up 40%, so you're sitting at around like $450, $475. That is just to give you guys an idea. That was in 2019. Anyone who bought in 2014, that same house was going for $180,000. So, I mean, I'd call it an irrational market. What do you guys think? Are we in a bubble or not? I mean, I keep asking the question because we get new people coming in, but let me know right now, bubble or no bubble? Ready, set, go. Let's hear it. Let's see what you guys think, because I think that's what everyone wants to know. Are we in a bubble or not? So let's see what the people in the audience say. Robin Hood says no. Deb says bubble. So we got 2 people who commented. Out of 300 people, only 2 people. Unless everyone's all like, whoa, how do I comment? Ah, there we go. Yes, bubble, no bubble, yes, bubble. Bubble, nope, no, bubble, No bubble. Well, you guys can see the comments for yourself, what people are saying. I think that I think it speaks for itself. Yes, bubble everything, even the stock market bubble. Well, you better buy Bitcoin. Hey, what do you guys think of this logo that we made? This is we're going to start trying to sell some hats or something, and obviously, I have to find a hat company that doesn't charge an arm and a leg. I mean, just to make this one hat cost me like $45. So I have I don't want to. If I do make hats and logos, obviously this isn't going to work because it's camouflage. So I had to redo it. I'm actually making this solid gold. My friend made the logo. He's a great artist, so we'll see. It's merchandise, but I want a cool Arizona logo. Obviously, it's swirl, but there's other things to put. We'll see about that. But for now, we're just using this swirl for now. When interest rates rise, you will see it was a bubble hindsight. Yeah, okay. Interest rates going up, the eviction moratorium, which we talked about earlier, right? The CDC just extended that to October 3rd, 2021. That's a huge factor. Someone said they would get gold. Yeah, you could go get some gold. That wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I think it gets cheaper when you buy it in bulk. When you buy them in bulk, it's just when you have to order the logo and the hat, and you're just doing a prototype. I think that's when it's actually the ones that I got coming right now are $55 each. I paid $119 for them for two, and I'm like, no one's gonna buy these hats for that price. I mean, that's not even a business. There's no way to even make it worth my time, right? Because I'm gonna be losing money on it. But I think if I buy it in bulk, someone will give me a deal. Right now, I just need samples for someone to say, hey, that's cool, that's not cool. That's all I need to hear, right? That's cool, that's not cool. It's bubble or not bubble. Jeff S. says hyperinflation. I was watching some guy who said that we're not even in an inflationary era. I don't know if you guys know, but Robert Kiyosaki, the guy who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you guys know Robert Kiyosaki. He lives out here in Scottsdale, by the way. He says that we are headed for a crash. But then there was this other guy I was watching. He says, no, we're not actually headed towards inflation. We're not headed towards hyperinflation. And we're going to actually do just fine. So quantitative easing, pulling the levers of the economy. Supposedly we're going to avoid catastrophe. Everything's going to be great. And, disaster averted. We'll see. I mean, that's what the experts are saying. We're going to avoid that's why people were buying the Bitcoin now. Yeah, there is a lot of questions. I mean, at the end of the day, I try to look at who the biggest players are and what the biggest players are trying to say. Because if I listen to the little guys, that just speculate, that's okay. But I want to go straight to the top, the guy who the World Economic Forum. What are the leaders at the World Economic Forum saying? Why? Because when they talk, they're not predicting. These are people who write the book. They set the game. They create the game. So the World Economic Forum, when he's talking, Klaus Schwab, I want to know what he's saying because he's broadcasting. So if he's talking, he's giving a broadcast. He's not giving a prediction. So I'm looking for the people who are broadcasting what's going on because they are the players. I'm not looking for someone who's just speculating at the low level. So from what I understand is they are definitely going to upgrade our society in what is called the Fourth Industrial Revolution. It's actually a book on Audible if you guys want to read it. So it's called The Fourth Industrial Revolution by Klaus Schwab. He is the founder. Actually, let me show you guys. Let me show you. Here it is. Fourth Industrial Revolution is a fusion. This is what's going to happen. This is basically, from what I understood, this is actually what's going to happen. This is where we're headed. If you didn't know, some of you already know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but the Fourth Industrial Revolution is the fusion of advances in artificial intelligence, robotics, and Internet of Things, also known as IoT, genetic engineering, quantum computing, and more, which is going to also include the blockchain technology from Bitcoin. So the Fourth Industrial Revolution is a way of describing the blurring the boundaries. If you want to know more about it, there's a full book. And just to show you, this is how I found out this is what's actually going to probably the direction they're trying to take us. Now, again, I'm just looking for what the people who own the system, the people who create the system are saying, right? World Economic Forum. I don't see how the guy who manages the World Economic Forum is anything but the guy at the top, because they're the ones who meet in Davos. Whether you hate them or like them, I'm not here to pass any conversation on that, but this is it right here, coming straight from the World Economic Forum. Fourth Industrial Revolution, what it means, how to respond. But it's a big technology upgrade, supposedly. I mean, I tried to read the book. It's pretty dry, but essentially that's what they're doing. I mean, you guys could have all your opinions about it, and I have my opinion about it, but it's kind of crazy because, they're going to artificial intelligence, robotics, quantum computing, 3D printing, and then they have 4D printing, which is even one layer above 3D printing. They have nanotechnology is involved in it, blockchain technology, and basically it's taking all of our society and just like, it's like going from 4th generation wireless to 5th generation wireless, from 4G to 5G. And in order to do that, once you go into 5G, it enables all of these other technologies to be able to come online, including these right here. This is it. Right here, the possibilities of billions of people connected by mobile devices, which we already kind of have going on, but now they're trying to include the developing world, sub-Saharan Africa, the Middle East, Southeast Asia. So they're all going to be integrated into this global society that they're building. Processing power, storage capacity, and access to knowledge are unlimited, and these possibilities will be multiplied by emerging technology breakthroughs in fields such as artificial intelligence, robotics, the Internet of Things, autonomous vehicles, which they're building out here in Phoenix, 3D printing, nanotechnology, biotechnology, material science, energy storage, and quantum computing. This is it. That's what they're doing. That's what's going on, guys. I mean, how do I know? How did I get plugged into this? Because I wanted to know who the big players are who actually, write the rules for the world and what are they saying. And that's how I got turned on to this. I stopped listening to all these guys who were, just like me, talking heads. And I said, well, let me go to the people who actually know or who actually are in control. Because everyone thinks we're out of control. The world's out of control. No. Anytime something gets out of control, it's a controlled burn. You guys ever go to a firefighter, or you guys ever see how the firefighters in northern Arizona, they'll burn certain areas so that it doesn't become a bigger fire? You don't think they do controlled burns in the economy? in the world that we live in, the people who make the rules? Of course they do. I'm currently renting, yeah. Now, how are they gonna usher in this world of technological upgrades and what they're calling the fourth industrial revolution? I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to listen. I'm waiting for them to tell us, really. I'm waiting to hear it. But all I know is that I do invest in Bitcoin because I know that I read the book. I listened to the book by the guy from World Economic Forum, and he talked about Bitcoin and blockchain. And once I heard that, I was like, before I was into Bitcoin and blockchain, I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then when I heard him say it, I was like, okay, it's happening. They're doing it. And it basically what it is, I mean, in a nutshell, don't shoot the messenger, please. Do not think that I'm the one who has anything to do with this. All I'm saying is this is what they're doing, and this is why I pay attention to what they're saying. Basically what they're doing is cash, for example. If I give you $50, there's no receipt. There's no copy of that ledger of that transaction. But when everything's digital on a blockchain ledger, it's all trackable and traceable. So now all the transactions, once we go to digital money or cashless society, as they call it, once they go there, everything's tracked. And it's all, they know exactly all that stuff, which is scary because you're like, dude, why do you got to know how much money I have anyway? Like, what's your big thing? Like, why do you get to have unlimited amounts of money, but you need to know how much money I have? Kind of thing, right? But that's it. I mean, they're going to be able to know exactly what you owe on taxes, exactly all this stuff. And it's all the reason why they want cashless society. Because right now, if you get your gardener to come out, you pay him $100 cash, they can't track that. They don't know. Unless he claims it. But most of these gardeners and whoever they are, some of these people don't do it. waiters, servers, whatever the industry is that gets paid in cash, they don't track it. So yeah, someone said no privacy. I mean, that's sad because, why? What if I'm sitting in my bedroom watching TV and it's got a camera on it? They're gonna see me. I'm like, dude, please don't be doing that. Like with your camera, on your phone, right? You got a little camera right there, and supposedly at any time it can be turned on. I could be sitting here, doing this with my nose, and I'm like, I don't want someone to watch me while I'm doing that just because you can. I don't know. Rant over. Someone said gold and silver. Yeah, gold and silver. I think that's a reasonable suggestion. Someone said cashless society is the sign of the mark. People pay taxes regardless, even if they just paid in cash. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of honest people out there. I mean, we live in a society of, there's a lot more good people than there is bad people. I'll say that, okay? From my experience. Now, obviously, people will step on your toes and irritate you and piss you off, but for the most part, people are pretty good. I mean, the honor system, most of your businesses could probably run on the honor system and still not go bankrupt. Because people are pretty honest. I mean, I know of plenty of honor systems that were profitable, and whether it be the Gidunk or in your office where people are paying without any cashier. I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah, the thing that's going on in China with the cameras and all that, it's weird because right now we all got to wear masks, right? So how are they able to do biometrics when you got a mask on? Well, once you take the mask off, unveil. I don't know, guys. I don't know what the deal is, but I know that the guy from World Economic Forum wrote the book, and it's a broadcast, in my opinion, what they're doing. How do you FA? What's that? Yeah, buy gold, then the government will outlaw owning gold. It has happened before. That long ago, they will take it all. Yeah, actually, one of the gold coins that's really popular that people like to get is a gold Cougaran from South Africa. And the reason the gold Cougaran was considered so popular was because back in the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, or whatever, the Cougaran was the only way you could actually get a gold coin because it was outlawed in the United States. That's why people like gold Cougarans. But nowadays, as per the 70s, you can get an American Eagle, you can get a Canadian blah, 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 an Australian AUG coin, all these different coins. So we'll see. You guys want me to keep going? Hit the likes up to 250. We're at 212. We got 256 people going. How do I feel about the illness card, the passport? I don't say the V word because I don't want this. How do I feel about it? I mean, at this point, oh man, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. I don't think there is a perfect answer to give on YouTube for that. There is no perfect answer to give on that. I mean, I would say that, I will say this. I did get both my vaccines. There you go. I said the word. I did it. I went out and got them. I got both of them. But I think that I don't encourage the mandatory stuff. I think that, if you choose, I'm more or less like pro-choice, and I'm also not anti. I'm not an anti. Reason is, I'll tell you exactly why I felt comfortable getting the shots. Is because when I was in the Navy, they used to give us shots anyway. So I was like, if they wanted to get me, they already got me. I already gotten smallpox, anthrax shots. I got yellow fever. I got all these different shots, right? Ever since from boot camp on forward, because Saddam, he was using bioweapons, right? So whenever we would have to go over to Iraq or Afghanistan, we had to get vaccinated for the bio weapon potential. And the different bioweapons that he had, the anthrax one was the one that I did not like that one. But that's why I did it. So, because I had already gotten so many of them. My brother's the same way. He was a Marine. So we both have the same opinion on it. But I'm also pro-choice. I'm not big on the mandatory thing. The only thing that I would say is if your job requires it, that kind of makes it inconvenient, because then it's kind of like you got to do it for your job, right? So I don't know, but we'll see. Oh yeah, Russell says the peanut butter shot. That's the one you get in boot camp. The reason they call it the peanut butter shot is because when it goes, when they jab you right in the top of your butt, it feels like a peanut butter. That's why they call it the peanut butter shot. He knows. So how many of you guys are veterans? I don't even know. Just came in. Why is Nikola's manufacturing facility tagged on the map? Did I miss something you discussed? We should X that place off the map. But for real, yeah. We were talking about it. No, what we were talking about was this area: Coolidge, Maricopa, Casa Grande, even Eloy, Picacho, as like a place that's kind of getting more and more people because of the because that's what they're building out there, is these factories, these electric car factories, Lucid Motors and Nikola. Do you golf with Dilly? Who's Dilly? Dilly? Was that an app? I don't know about that. Susan says, don't sell any more properties to foreigners. Yeah, I would. That's Ricky says, V or no V, it's your choice. It's your individual choice. That's it. I would say, but like I said, I got both of my shots, and that is what it is. I did it. It felt like it was inevitable anyway. So, but I don't feel comfortable telling someone that they have to do it. I mean, there's a lot of people that I know that that can't get it because they have like certain respiratory situations or heart issues, so they can't get it. So who am I to tell that person that they have to do it? You know, because I can't. I don't want to. I'm not a doctor, so that's all I'm saying on that subject anyway. Yeah, Lucid's right here. I mean, and as we talked about before about the Freeport McMoran, which is the ones we talked about the last time we were on live, right about in there, somewhere in here in downtown's Freeport McMoran. But the old Phelps Dodge company. Let's see, that's the tallest building in Phoenix, called the Chase Tower. What is a good mobile home community? 55 pickleball area. Oh, well, the one that comes to mind is in Casa Grande. Thanks for changing the subject to get me off the hot seat on that one. That was, wow, that's the hot seat, I tell you what. Why is it inverted? I need to go, there we go. Okay, so 55 and older is, the one that comes to mind is in Casa Grande. I would not live in Casa Grande in the summertime at all. So wintertime, great here. Look, they got Casita Verde, but where's the one that I went to? I went to a 55 and older. I think it was Palm Creek. This one. I think there's their pickleball court, right? Right here. Pickleball. Yeah, I went to this one. Let's see if I can go in there. Nope. Can't get in. That's how secure it is. But that one's called Palm Creek Resort and Residences. That's in Casa Grande. And then obviously you have Sun Lakes. So I think Sun Lakes has 55 and older communities. But the big one is Sun City. And if you were really looking for the good life in Sun City, you'd go to Sun City Grand. Be Ready says, cool channel, started watching for AZ info. Who knew we're all patriots? Used to live in Tucson, Siloam, Camp Verde, and Phoenix, Florida now. Small world. Yeah, that's cool, man. So yeah, this is where you want to go, is Sun City Grand. Look how nice it is. I'm sure they got pickleball courts out here, but more important than pickleball, I guess, croquet. No, golf. Golf is the big ticket out here. That's what they do, is golf. Let me see if I can. So, just a stroll in the park in Sun City Grand. Houston, Texas is where you're going. Have you ever been to Supai? So, no, I have not been to Supai, believe it or not, and it's closed. It's hard to get out there. So this is Supai. As you guys know, we just did that video on the Grand Canyon, right there, south rim of Grand Canyon. We didn't go to Supai. It's closed right now, but if you guys wanted to go down here, Supai is the trailhead, right, starts right up here. Yeah. And then you got to hike all the way down into here. You get to Havasupai Tribe, the Little Navajo Falls. And then there's Havasu Falls, Mooney Falls. And then right down here is the Colorado Confluence. But people like to hike up and down this Havasu Creek. So this little Havasu Creek, because it's a translucent blue water. It's called it. People like to go up and down there. It's pretty wicked though. Looks like some real rugged terrain. Glad we priced out native Arizonans here. I mean, undercover gardener. All right, I'm out going for a swim. Yeah, I'm gonna check out two. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to everyone who hit the like button. We did it for an hour and 10 minutes. We'll do another one soon. See you guys on the next one. And like I said, check out Island Hopper TV if you guys want to watch those videos from Mexico, Todos Santos. Just go to the search bar right here. Type in Cabo, type in Todos Santos. Got all the videos right here. Cabo San Lucas walking tour. That's where I like going. That's where I'm trying to go. Is Cabo San Lucas, Baja, Mexico. Okay? So go to Island Hopper TV. That's my other channel. And go check out the videos. Type in Todos Santos, La Paz, Cabo San Lucas, and you can see it for yourself. See you guys on the next one.